Hello, we are Hello, we are TS Domestics. I'm Reese, and this is my co-host Kurt. We are a furniture store based primarily in Tunstall, but we've become more known as local bin men.
So since 2024, we've been on a mission to clean up Stoke-on-Trent and beyond. Because let's face it, it needs it. So instead of sitting back and letting things get worse, we decided to get up and take action.
But what started off as a clean-up mission has eventually led into an entire movement, and now, unfortunately, for the good people's ears, a podcast.
God help yous.
God help all of us. So without further ado, let's introduce our guest. Today, we are talking rubbish with Jenna, otherwise known as the red-haired Stokie. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Cue the music.
Walking through Tunstall, got these awful streets make my skin crawl. Withdrawal symptoms from the stink, so we clean up, won't lean back. Got my bin bags ready for the residents. Make this look prime for a president. No evident intelligence is imminent. The finger that you point is irrelevant. And if you think we're talking rubbish, pack it in, have a think. But just take your rubbish in the bin.
Just as you had it.
But the new version now, though, have you played the remastered ones?
No.
On the same with any remastered game now, like the old ones, you press select, I think. So you say you fall off something, you press select, and you can just skip back to where
That's
you just
not
fell
how you
off.
play it, though.
No, it isn't.
No, that's
Yeah.
more relaxing though, isn't it?
Yeah,
'Cause
so
there's-
if
Yeah.
you think, you get killed, for example, in Resident Evil 2, you can just go back a little bit.
No.
It does take away.
No.
I think I
That's
think
the younger generation.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
But that's why they call us snowflakes, though, isn't it? Because that's what we're used to now. That's like the cultural difference between the 90s and now is the fact that we can restart the levels.
Because that's like Sonic and Mario.
Yeah.
It
Did you have to
baffles
restart
me.
from the start with Sonic
Yeah.
and Mario? Yeah.
You got to like the 25th level and then died, and then you went
Nah, I
back to the
couldn't
beginning.
imagine nothing more.
You used to
you
leave
could-
it on all night, didn't you?
Anxiety
The
ridden.
controller,
I think
the
that
console,
you
sorry.
eventually you could save it on Mario, I think, but
Eventually, yeah.
definitely the early one that's been the NES, where it lifts up at the front. That if you turned it off, that was it.
Game over,
Don't want it.
yeah.
Back in the day, it was when you didn't save it, you got given a code.
Yeah.
Which was used for the next level.
Well, the only one I could remember for Sonic was when the start thing came up at the beginning. You had to go up, down, left, right, ABC start, and then it give you a list
That
of
sounds
all of
like the jetpack cheat on San Andreas.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Do you know what? The only
Cheats are the best things about games.
Yeah,
do you know why the cheat codes? Are we rolling, by the way? Do you know why cheat codes came into play?
Because we got annoyed with restarting levels.
Basically, the gaming developers, it was for them. So whilst they were making the game, instead of having to go through all the levels, they'd make themselves cheat codes so they can get through the levels a lot quicker,
That
so they
makes
can
sense.
develop it quicker.
Yeah.
And then eventually, they just said, mate, I dropped bare knowledge on this podcast, man. Seriously, we were talking about quantum physics earlier with the guest that we had on previously. But yeah, so it was to speed up the development process. But what they thought was, this would be fun for users. So they just left the cheat codes in,
Not
basically.
all games had cheats, though, did they? Not every single game. Adam, there was certain games like Final Fantasy 7. That was a good.
I remember one that
Yeah.
stuck in my head.
You
Yeah.
had to get the box. Remember the box you plugged in the back? You had all the cheats on.
Did you ever play Spider-Man on PS1?
Yes.
There was
not
a
sure.
cheat code that unlocked all the cheats, the ultimate cheats, and it was EL Nats, and you had to type it in, and it was Stan Lee backwards basically, and I remember that.
That's like the one on The Sims for unlimited money. Was it Rosebud?
Rosebud.
Yeah.
I remember these.
See, this is why millennials can't remember day-to-day stuff. Because all this is ingrained in your head.
Yeah.
There's a safe on Resident Evil 2 that you open, so like about a quarter way through the game, and I always remember the number 2236. I always remember it, just for some reason. I just always remember the number to that safe. We go
Weird,
on it
isn't it?
now. You can just put the code straight in.
That's
Obviously-
like on Tomb Raider 1. Once you've locked the guy in the freezer, you go into the house, and I
Yeah.
think there's a fireplace, and there's a button in the fireplace.
Yeah.
You press it, and then you have to run all the way downstairs and go
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the secret room. And then it opens the gate, and then there's a quad bike
Yeah,
track.
yeah, that's number 3. That is.
Is that number three? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You run through, you get it, and you're like, is it underground quad track or something like that?
No, the quad track's outside. You have to go under the stairs into like a cupboard,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
where the key is to the front gate or something like that.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's mad, isn't it? You don't play these games for like 20 odd years, and you can still remember
Yeah.
all this stuff.
Because I think it takes you back. Don't you think it was a good time? It was a good time in your life, wasn't it? When you had no
Yeah.
cares and you just.
And you also
played.
had to work for it. Like all of these things on these games were quite hard work.
Yeah.
They were problem solving, time solving.
This we would talk about this. I don't know if this is going to get recorded in, but like you were saying about checkpoints now, it's a lot easier in games. But don't you find that in movies as well? Like I think that was the biggest drag of the latest Star Wars movies. was that Ray just kind of just had the powers and the natural ability, and there was no
Most-
like training coming
Most
up to
films
that.
in the last 10 years
They've just been people are
have
just
been
powerful.
made for stupid people.
Yeah.
I know it's a legitimate thing. I was reading an article about it the other day.
Go on. Yeah.
So, if you watch, there's a reason that everybody loves 90s films. And it's because they all had a moral of the story. They all had like a training routine or something like that. But also, you had to figure stuff out. If you think about like the Saw films,
Yeah.
it didn't give anything away
No.
at all until the end. And you were constantly trying to figure stuff out. Whereas now, they don't even just give it away in the film, they give it away in the trailer. You don't even need to watch the film anymore.
Yeah.
It's so simple and
It
boring.
feels. Do you know what film I watched though, which was really good? It was Project Hail Mary. Have you seen that yet?
No,
With
not
Ryan
yet.
Gosling. It was actually for Hollywood. It was a rare, hopeful film
Mm.
that was really smart and it had some tear-jerky moments.
Yeah.
It was a little bit choppy in places. Like it wasn't like I wouldn't call it a masterpiece. But are you a fan of Stranger Things?
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't like the last season.
It was crap.
It was rubbish.
It was
and
absolutely
it
crap.
felt like so lazy. Whereas leading up to season 5, you had to think about it and it was investigative.
And a lot of the things were left open.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of plot holes.
Yeah.
It feels, I don't know, it feels like they just had completely new writers or something.
There was a moment in it, for me, that sort of defied it, and that was when the Nancy's mum came out of the hospital bed to save them from a Demogorgon, and then they were like, "Oh, Mum, but you need to rest and you need to go back," and she just went back into bed, and it felt like when I was 10 years old and I was playing my sister's Barbie and my Power Ranger, and I was like, "Oh, no, you have to go now," it felt like that, you know what I mean, like really childish and stupid and like not really well thought of.
Yeah, and it
But
was like the end bit where they were all on the roof, the dynamic between them had all gone. Mm-hmm. It was like a weird session where they were all
you didn't watch
pretending
it
to be
though, did you?
friends.
I've seen Saul season 1, which is brilliant, and then halfway through season 2, it sort of dropped off for me, so I never went back to it. But
It's like Game of Thrones, though, isn't it? Game of
Yeah,
Thrones
the
was the
Game of
best thing
Thrones
that's
did.
ever been on telly, and then they got
it's-
to the last season, and it was like,
it took me. I watched
what
season
on
1,
earth?
never went back to it for about 2 years, and then when I went back to it, for me it was a bit hard to watch it, hang in there at times. But yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. You've seen it?
I did that with Peaky Blinders as well. Got halfway through the first season and I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
And then I watched it again and fell in love with it.
There you
Last
go.
season was crap.
Yeah,
I haven't
that
watched the
happens
film yet.
sometimes.
Same with Breaking Bad. Seen Breaking Bad?
No, I am. It is on my list.
That is similar to one of them. Again, first season, bit slow, and then you think, oh, what's this? And again, I went away, didn't watch it for another year, went back to it, and again, one of the best things I've ever watched.
Did that with Yellowstone as well.
Right, I'm going butt in just to introduce who you are, right?
Right, let's go then.
No, so yeah. Thanks for coming in, by the way. This is the first time we've met.
Yeah,
we've
in person.
yeah. We've brushed shoulders in a few places. I think
Yeah.
the last place that I saw you was at the Six Towns Awards, I think.
Yeah.
But I was a bit too scared because I know you're a big influencer. We throw the word influencer lightly around here, like
hate that
but
word.
I know we hate it too. So without using the word influencer, how would you describe what the hell the red Stokie is? The red-haired Stokie is, sorry.
An accident.
An accident. Yeah. Just lead us through it. What led you up to becoming a bit of a
I mean, I'm actually a professional horse photographer.
yeah.
That's was up until last year. My job, I
right.
did that for 17
I
years.
just want to guess that.
No, most people wouldn't, to be fair.
It's pretty niche. That's a pretty niche career, that, isn't it? Yeah.
But the reason I started the Red-Haired Stokie was because I've always loved history, and I wanted to be an archaeologist, but I just couldn't hack the academia. Turns out I've got ADHD, and I just couldn't do school. It was awful.
So you can't do like the exam stuff and the whole.
No, I could
what's
do
the-
it. It was just boring.
Right.
So,
okay.
like,
not stimulating.
I was in like
enough.
the top sets for stuff, and I did all right in my exams and stuff, but
Were you them that didn't study? You just
I
naturally.
just didn't do it. Yeah, didn't do my homework. Constantly in detention, constantly on report, constantly getting suspended, fighting.
Yeah.
Just hated it. Left with barely any
What
qualifications.
school did you go?
Mitchell.
Where,
Mitchell High School in Bentley.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Never even heard of Mitchell High School.
It's not there anymore.
Right,
It got knocked down and merged in with others.
right.
It was rough. Sometimes there was not glass in the windows. It was quite. I mean, it was a nice school to go to. I didn't hate it, but it was a rough school.
Right.
So yeah, and then ended up working in all different jobs, working in a garden centre, working with horses, becoming a photographer, working in sales. I've done a million different jobs.
Yeah.
But I started a blog because my friends, when we used to go out to places like castles or day outs or something, I'd tell them what it was because I'd like researching it before we go. And they were like, you need to start writing some of this down about Stoke, like writing Because like if I see like a gate post or something, I want to know what it was to. So then I'll go home and I'll check the old maps and I'll research it. And then my friends were like, you should start a blog. So I did. And I didn't call it anything. I just started writing about history and it did all right. And then I started making videos like tour guides in, like in York and London on TikTok, where they show behind the scenes and stuff. Started doing some little snippets, like 60-second, 2-minute videos, just showing cool stuff around the area, history. And it absolutely blew up on TikTok. It went absolutely mental. I ended up on BBC Midlands Today.
Yeah.
And ITV Central.
So when was that? How long ago are you talking?
About 2 years. 2-3 years.
Just happened pretty quick then.
Yeah. So I just carried on making the videos and writing the blogs and stuff. And I called it the Red-Haired Stokie because I am crap with names.
Yeah.
And I thought...
Now you're kind of tied to that brand.
Yeah.
So like, do you ever like, don't you ever look at yourself in the mirror and go, oh, I fancy getting blonde this, but I can't do that.
Oh no, because I dyed this today. Bright. This is the brightest I've managed to get it
Perfect
so far.
for the podcast,
Yeah. And so yeah, I think it hit me about how much people were enjoying it when I got a message on YouTube from a guy saying, please, for the love of God, turn your phone round. Because I was filming everything in portrait.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Didn't realise, I hadn't checked any of the metrics or nothing, that so many people were watching it on the tally.
Yeah.
And it got like the big black bars down the side.
Of course, yeah.
They were like, please turn it round.
Interesting.
So after that, I started getting into my metrics a bit more and trying to figure out like what people were reading, what they were watching, asking people stuff. And I think it was then I realised that this was quite a serious thing that people were...
Do you think because of obviously what you're doing history-wise and that, do you think, there's not really much of it, especially on TikTok and stuff?
I think you're filling a gap.
Yeah, is there not much out there, because like it's all the younger people, especially TikTok, is it, because people do want to know, but unfortunately there's not that many people.
I think, personally, you're filling a gap that was originally a hole of negativity and you're filling it with something positive, which is Stoke-on-Trent. We've got a rich tapestry of history and culture, right? Yeah. And you're shining a spotlight on that. And that, I think, as a consumer of social media, that's very refreshing because a lot of the time we get influencers coming here, don't we, slagging it off and look at that, it's the fucking shit.
That was one of the biggest things.
I think it's as well. I think it's how you start the videos as well. How the way you talk and stuff. For me, it's like it just grabs me straight away. So
I wanted to do storytelling.
Yeah,
I wanted to
and
be
it just grabs you.
Well, that is social media, though, isn't it? That's like the main skill set of being good
and that
on
was an
socials.
accident because what I was trying to do was be the bridge between boring historians who I love because I love reading full history books, I love documentaries and stuff, but most people don't. Most people just want to know the basics and the story behind stuff. If you go to a historic building like a National Trust house, all the signs are like a snippet of that history because most people want to go and they want to know what happened there, but they don't want to know every single intimate detail.
Yeah, they
if
don't
you
need the
do,
dates and they
you
don't
buy
need
the book from the gift shop. So I wanted to try and be the bridge between the two and do the history, do the research, and then make it palatable for normal everyday people who aren't necessarily interested in history. Because everyone is interested in history. Everybody loves to know what happened in their house before they got there, who owned their car.
Do you know what I think it's to down with, though? It's to down with the humans that came before. I think we're interested in people.
Storytelling.
Yeah.
It's storytelling. And I say this all the time. Humans are natural storytellers. When we used to in caveman times go out and stab a bison, first thing you do is come back and draw it on the cave. Yeah. And that is what we are. And unfortunately, social media and stuff has taken that away from us in a way, and video seems to have brought it back.
Yeah.
Because people are seeing the human side behind businesses and behind people and behind areas and stuff like that.
It's personality driven, right? Most social successful social media content, which is interesting. Before you came on, we had a guest on and we were talking about like sort of the rise in AI, and I was saying how like I think eventually we'll be okay because people will start to miss the imperfections that humanity can offer.
It's already happening now. Yeah. I mean, the younger generation are shying away from technology in a way that we could have never, ever assumed.
I mean, they're going back. They're like buying vinyls.
Buy vinyls. Book sales are up higher than ever. We've had vinyl record shops opening around Stoke. They're going back to cassettes. There's a shop in Affleck's Palace in Manchester that only sells cassettes.
I brought...
Have you showed my girls or my lad a cassette, they won't have a clue what it was.
I brought an old tape recorder machine, and basically I brought it because I'm really interested in like analog especially sound. I like produce music.
Yeah, yeah.
In my spare time, and I brought this old tape machine, and all I've done is made songs on my computer. Then I feed it through the tape. It fizzles it up, and it literally makes it sound worse. But to me, it sounds better.
Yeah.
And then I put it back to the computer, so it's got like this warm, texturized feel. And I'm like, that's what we've been missing. And I think humans eventually.
It's tangible.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
right. And this is like the younger generation are going out without smartphones. They're putting the SIM cards in phones that are
Really?
like dumb phones, and then they're taking out digital cameras, and they even as low as disposable film cameras. If you go, have you been to a gig recently?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, they ain't all holding the phones up.
Artists and bands now, they want that retro look as well. So
Yeah.
like when I'm doing video production, I'll go out with like a Sony A7, which is a nice camera, and it's clean as shit. But it's
Actually,
also
Sony.
it's quite cold though as well.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Can you fuck it up a bit?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"I literally should have just recorded this on my phone."
This is like me. I film in 4K, and then I'm like talking to people, and they show me the phone, and they've got like this 300-year-old phone, and they're watching it, and I'm like, why am I using all these resources? Filming in
Sometimes,
4K.
for me, if I'm in a professional environment, sometimes I'll turn up with my camera just so it look the part. Because I guess it's something that would make you a side eye if you saw a guy saying, "No, yeah, I'm a professional videographer," and then he turns up with a bloody Android, which is what I do. But it works. I get results from it. So
I'm a professional photographer and I shoot Sony, but in my bag over there is a little tiny Sony point and shoot. It shoots in RAW, 1-inch sensor, and I use that for most of my photos now.
yeah.
I don't even. I can't
a
even remember the
better
last time I
vibe.
turned my proper camera on.
yeah.
Can't
But
be
like
bothered
I
carrying
say,
it around.
it's tangible, right?
Yeah. And I do most of my filming on my phone. In fact, one of the reasons I bought the Samsung folder so I could use the built-in fold as a tripod. Because then I don't have to hold my phone when I'm doing stuff.
Yeah.
Not that I'm ever in front of the camera, but it makes it easier.
Can we just start? We're just going to play a segment called "Where Have We Been?" It's spelled BIN because we're smart, right? And all we're going to do now is I think we've only got two images this week, but we're just going to explain a little bit about what we do and where we've been this week. So let's play the theme tune because we do things professionally. Tell us where you've been this week. All right, what's that first photo you do?
Right, so yes, this was last Sunday. We got soaking wet doing it. So we were in Sandyford.
Oh, I wasn't for this one. My birthday was on
Yeah,
this.
it was your birthday. That's we joined on a litter pick with Julie Cooper and Julie,
Shout out Julie. She's doing God's work.
yes, and Julie regularly litter picks in Sandyford and Golden Hill. And first time we met Julie, so she put a post on. She did send us a message as well, and then we had a few spare hours, so we went up and joined her. And one of the things about that as well, I don't think I told you actually, we found a big massive kitchen knife in there, in one of the bushes, big massive knife, kitchen knife. That was just up behind the shops in Golden Hill. But yeah, we got soaking doing it, but we carried on
We
doing
found
it.
all sorts on the cleanups. I think what we're getting to a really cool point now where it's almost embarrassing if we don't know that some people have been doing what we've been doing for ages, but because they're not like us, they're not clout chasers. That's what we've been accused of being. Because we're not clout chasing.
Yeah.
There's loads of modest, humble people just
Yeah.
doing stuff like this. So when we go out sometimes, this is another one, Impact UK. This is another sort of clean-up outreach team that we've eventually been
That one was in...
joining up with. But a lot of people are doing
Dresden.
what we're doing, you
Dresden.
know.
But this is why I started the Signal, because there's so many people across the city, across the county, that are doing incredible things, but either don't have social media skills, don't have a team,
Or they're not
don't
bothered
have
about
money,
being
don't have
known.
marketing skills, don't have.
Yeah.
And I wanted a platform for them
Yeah.
to show the stuff that they're doing, because
Yeah.
you know as well as I do, when you're out in the community all the time, there's so many people doing such cool
Yeah.
stuff.
There is, and
Nobody
like
knows
you
about
say, I
it.
think you said, there is loads of people doing what we're doing, but obviously by us doing the videos and that, we're just raising the
We shout
awareness
a bit
more.
louder about
Yeah.
it.
You've just got a specific set of skills, haven't you?
Yeah.
And some people have and some people haven't, and that's why people need to work together and put them skills together.
Yeah, absolutely,
and
yeah.
that's what makes it work.
Yeah,
if you've got a platform, you
like
can get other
Julie
people on
then,
it.
Julie who's just done that. I don't, she did say a few words on the camera, but she didn't really want to.
Yeah,
But
she's
like,
shying away.
yeah, she's like, yeah, I will do, and that she's probably never posted a video in her life, but
Yeah.
she's probably, I don't know, she might have done more Let's Picks than we have, because
Yeah.
I know she's done it for a while.
Yeah.
So, it's just,
You're obviously not shy in front of a camera nowadays, are you?
Yeah, I don't like being in front of the camera.
You don't?
No.
See, this is interesting.
I'm not
because
even in my own videos, am I?
I feel like a hypocrite because I'm the same. If somebody shoves a camera phone in front of my face, I'm like, get that fucking out of my face, right? But I'm the one that does that, so I can't be a hypocrite. I have to get used to it. You know?
I don't mind being in front of the camera, but And like I do the guided walks and stuff, and I do live videos and things, but I know that people want to see what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
They don't want to see me looking at something.
But surely it's it's been advantageous to your like confidence and your charisma skill wise, like being in front of cameras, it builds your confidence, right?
I've always been like that.
Yeah. Oh, have you?
This is why it happened so organically, I think, is because
Yeah, that's good.
I don't really get embarrassed about stuff, and I don't really get nervous about stuff.
Yeah.
I suffer with chronic anxiety, but it's not related to specific things.
Okay.
Like I can stand up in front of 10,000 people and talk about something I have no idea about,
I'm the same.
but then I get anxiety watching tally, so it
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
I'm sort of different. I'm sort of just getting to that point. I still get nervous and going to talk in front of people, but when I'm up there, I've
You're
always
okay.
just got just them little bit of nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's normal though.
Yeah, but I'm
That's
just
normal.
getting past that now. I'm just like,
Yeah.
did so many people all do the next one? And I always like pushing myself. So,
Yeah.
but I do get oh God,
See,
I
I
just start thinking about it too much. Like,
Overthinking,
I
Yeah.
can publicly think, I can publicly perform, and of course I'm anxious, but I'm really good at like they call it masking, don't they? So yeah, I can confidently present in front of people, but at the same time, I am massively like self-reflecting and self sort of
Yeah.
observing myself.
Yeah.
So I know how I look when I'm talking to people, and it takes away a lot of the energy, and that's why I get so depleted when I'm around people. So like after this podcast, I'll be like,
That's
I'll be done.
exactly
Yeah.
me. So like I've got like the other flavour of autism than people that can't look people in the eye and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah, you stare.
Yeah, my social skills are really good.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's because I've always been the same since I was a kid. I was always, and I'm not very social. I don't really like people.
No, same. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm quite
But good at it.
antisocial,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
good at it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I think, and I think I'm a lot more relatable than I think I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm very approachable, but apparently I am.
yeah, I'd say you were.
But it's weird because I don't think that I am.
Do you try to be or do you try not to be? Because
I don't try anything. I can't be bothered. I'm just how I am.
I went through a punk era where I wanted to be unapproachable. You know what I mean?
Oh, I went through like a punk goth era, but I was still the same person, and I still am really.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird one. I haven't got the energy to pretend to be something
Yeah, man, that's
other
good.
than I'm not. I just can't be arsed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm unapologetically me, and in terms of, I have to try and be a little bit more reserved in what I say in public now that people actually listen to what
This
I'm
is
saying.
interesting. Yeah, with PRing yourself, like it's changed my attitude
Yeah, I
towards.
think you get. I'm certainly at that level now. But years ago, you're always worrying about like what people think of you. But now, as you get older, and that you just
You realise it was.
I don't care what people think of me. I just don't want to get shanked in the street.
Yeah, and you can do now for having the wrong political opinion.
Yeah.
Or being slightly ignorant about one thing. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the dangers now is I feel
Yeah.
like it's much more significant than it was.
And I'm still as opinionated as I was, but now obviously I run a media channel with the Signal.
Yeah.
I have to be impartial for what I report.
Well, we
and
try
write
to
on
be as
that.
apolitical as possible when we do
Yeah.
these clip
Yeah.
missions, even though some MPs
staying
try
in-
and like sort of rub shoulders with us and get involved.
Yeah.
We always make sure if that's happening, then we get somebody from another party coming with us as
Yeah.
well. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it doesn't
And-
look like
yeah,
we're
and
too
that-
closely associated.
That's kind of like with the Signal. So I don't do anything with parties. I just report on what people are doing, what they send me.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone of any party has done something good, I'll report on it.
Yeah.
And if something's bad, then I'll report on
But
it.
then you'll get the comment like, "Oh, you didn't talk about that." This is what I find the problem is nowadays. If somebody's, everyone's allowed to have their own niche and have their own causes and have their own things that they're really concerned about. What I hate about today is people have one cause or concern. People are like, well, you never talk about this. And it's like, well, that's because I'm not specifically that bothered about that one. I'm more bothered
Whataboutism.
about this.
Whataboutism.
Whataboutism. Yeah, it really annoys me.
Yeah.
But you see it on both sides of the spectrum all the time. I'm like, do you know what? If people want to talk about this, that's fine by me. They probably know way more than the people there, so I'm going to listen to them, aren't I?
Yeah, but do you know what the biggest problem is?
Well,
The people saying it. I put something online and they go, what about this? And I'm like, well, you go talk about it then.
yeah, literally. Yeah.
Well, that's the same as us when someone says, "Well, go clean it." What about this area? Well, yeah, exactly.
go get a
what-
bin bag,
Yeah,
mate,
well,
off
why
you
didn't-
No, we walked past the Tunstall High Street not long ago, and this woman, she came up to us was like, "Hey, you need to start cleaning up this place here. I've told you about, I've messaged you about." I'm like, we're not the council.
Yeah.
Like we're literally talking to us like it's our
Yeah.
genuine
But
responsibility.
the thing is, I do think there's a huge problem at the moment of people expecting everything done for them.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been anywhere in the country where people expect as much off a council as Stoke.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh
Okay,
my
that's
God,
interesting.
why do people think that Stoke Council are just going to do everything and fix everything?
Okay.
Oh my God, there's a crisp bag outside my door. Pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's our
What's the
message.
problem?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a pothole. Report it then.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's a pothole issue. I'm not. I'm
That's
not stupid,
that's been
but-
our ethos. Since
And they're
the
like, why
start.
is everything so dirty? Why are all the shop fronts dirty? Because the people who run them don't wash them. Clean your windows.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think
Why are the cars parked all down the street?
we've always
Stop it.
said, yeah, it's everyone thinks, well, especially from our angle with like the litter and stuff, I think everyone just thinks it's someone else's problem or the council.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, you know, if you want, you could sit there all day and try and blame the council, which maybe they might be responsible for, but obviously they can't do it for whatever reason, funding or whatever. So
The
why
thing is, the
can't we do
councils
it?
are responsible for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
But like Stoke Council's been cut. Like, is it 92 million pound a year cuts?
Well, we had a meeting with them. We had a meeting with Rob Vernon, and he was saying, I think like 90% of their funding has to go towards social care. And
Yeah, because we've got
childcare.
more kids in care per
In care
capita
yeah.
in Stoke than
Yeah, and
anywhere
then they
else in the
said,
country.
so what they're left with, obviously,
You
they
have to
do
be
what they
frugal
can.
with
Yeah.
where
But
it
you know,
goes.
and I think we understand that, don't we? They haven't got the money to do everything. It's just
But
the
then
way
on
it
the
is, innit?
flip side, look at the places that have got a lot of money. Like, let's say villages in the Staffordshire Moorlands where they've got plenty of money, they've got parish councils with different pots of money and stuff like that. Then people don't expect the council to do all the litter picking. They don't expect them to fill all the planters with flowers. The villagers do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, best kept areas and stuff
Do you
like
know,
that.
You know what that's down to? What I think is a big problem around Tunstall, especially pride. You know,
Absolutely.
the people in these parishes and stuff, they've got
They're proud
pride,
of where
haven't
they
they?
live.
And
Yeah.
and round here, unfortunately, and I think that's where I think a lot of it starts. You know, no pride.
And that is where I started coming in with the history. Because I am a big believer that if you don't know where you've come from, you don't know where you're going. Like, if you live in a house and you think, oh, this house is a proper shithole, and then you found out, like, someone really cool who did something really awesome lived
Yeah.
there,
Changes your
it
Well-
would change your perception
well,
of it, and you might look after it a little
That's
bit
quite
better.
fitting. Why don't you tell us some
Yeah.
good facts about Tunstall?
Give us a little history lesson.
Yeah,
The
some-
coolest stuff about Tunstall that we don't know, because
Yeah, that.
Well, obviously, you know about Sir Smithchild, don't you?
Yeah.
with the clock tower.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know
And
exactly what he did. All we know is that he was a
I have
philanthropist.
had
He
a
was
read
a
about him,
philanthropist,
yeah.
yeah, and he just gave a lot of money to good causes, which is something that doesn't happen anymore. We've got a few philanthropists in Stoke who give to causes, and that's great. But the billionaires in this world just hoard money now. They don't give it away. Like, one of the reasons that people used to be rich and give money away was to look good.
Yeah.
They used to build huge Victorian buildings and libraries and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and now they don't do anything.
I think if they do anything nowadays, because I've worked for a couple of people that are like super rich, I think they get to the point of their life where they're like, oh, I'm gonna die soon. I actually want a legacy, or I actually want to have
Yeah.
an impact on the world. You know, and sometimes it might take them that long to get to that point.
Yeah,
But it's good getting there, especially if you've got the resources for it.
yeah.
So
But history. So
Smithchild was a rich.
yeah,
rich
yeah,
guy.
he was a philanthropist. But one of the interesting things about Tunstall is that it was actually one of the least developed towns. It was pretty much just farmland for a very, very long time. Because obviously you've got no
How
canal
long
or
are we
anything.
Yeah.
talking?
here.
What year?
we're
What year is
talking?
this?
1700s,
Yeah.
a few hundred years ago. It was farmland for such a long time because until the Industrial Revolution, there wasn't really much ceramics and stuff up this way because there's no canal. This is before the trains.
Right.
It was a nightmare to get to, you know, if you're trying to get to the main roads and stuff. So there wasn't hardly anything. This is why there's not really much medieval stuff here.
Okay.
You haven't got any really old churches or anything like that. Everything in Tunstall is pretty much Victorian
Yeah.
or just before.
So it's pretty new then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know the clock tower?
Yeah,
Did you know there's an identical one? And
Blackpool.
no.
No, but go on.
Cornwall.
Cornwall. Yeah, I did. I knew it was somewhere.
Somewhere like Falmouth. Is it Falmouth or something like that? We were
Yeah.
gonna go down with me and do
I've got a foul mouth.
something
But
like
it's
that.
not made by the same person.
I think what I read in a Tunstall book, I think this one was copied off that one.
Is that what it was?
I think so, yeah.
Because I was trying to I was trying to find out about it. I did do a bit of research into it, but I couldn't find out why it was the same.
Yeah, well, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
If you'd looked at them, they're exactly
I
the same.
think the
aren't
only
they?
difference is size.
Right,
I think that, if I'm right, I think ours is bigger.
right. I just saw it in a book and I was like, look at this.
Take that, Cornwall.
Shall we go down? And it was in quite a nice place, but it's right down. I think,
Yeah.
right down south somewhere.
Yeah, Cornwall's a nightmare to get to.
Can we talk about a problem in Stoke-on-Trent? Because I think it's time we got snapped up a little bit of controversy on this podcast. That's what people come
I
for.
love controversy.
Now, you did a piece of content on this, right? And I don't know where to start with this, but I'll just say it. Stoke Station. What was going on there? What was it? 35 million that got spent
29 million.
to renew it. 29
Wow.
million pounds.
Did you see the follow-up I
Great
did
British
on it
pounds.
with the
Yeah,
breakdown?
I did. Yeah.
So, a lot of the problem with the whole of the Stoke Station thing wasn't actually the problem with Stoke Station. It was the problem with communication and a lack of information, which is, I think, the underbelly of all of our problems in Stoke-on-Trent.
Yeah.
I think it's a lack of information,
Okay.
a lack of knowledge, lack of education, lack of being able to find things. So I think the problem with the station was everybody thought that 29 million had done the paving slabs and moved their statue. Whereas actually, it was split between College Road up past the park, all around the other side, all doing that. And then they had to dig right down in front of the station because the drainage underneath was the original Victorian drainage.
Right.
And it used to, do you know when it used to rain in front of the Stafford Hotel? It used to flood. It was like a dip.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all to refresh that. So all that cast iron piping and stuff had to come up and be replaced and future-proofed, basically.
Does that cost 29 million?
So,
now?
Oh, yeah.
so
Oh, it's
basically,
deep.
so you're basically saying no one was really told about all this. If they were told about it
No.
all, then people.
It's not that they weren't told because it was all there. It was on the council's website and stuff. But I don't think the council put it out there well
Yeah.
enough. And then we've got a massive problem in Stoke-on-Trent and Staffordshire as a whole where we don't have any proper local investigative media. Mentioning no names, but there's a specific
The
one that
Sentinel.
only does negativity.
Yeah, the Sentinel.
Yeah, you can say it, but
I'll say it because
I'm trying to build an actual competitor to them, so I don't want to get sued.
Right. Okay. I'll do all the slagging off.
We'll
then,
call
shall I?
them.
I'll get caught in the crossfire.
We'll
but-
call them Poke on Bend.
Yeah, poke on bent, right. You could say, I don't think I could say that. But anyway. Have you seen that social media page? Is it called Stoke-on-Trent? That is a brilliant, that's one of our favourite local pages.
I love
man.
stuff
It's
like that. I
absolutely
don't know who
brilliant.
runs that, but
I
whoever,
think it's
whoever it
probably
is, shout
somebody
out to
from
you.
Keele Uni or something.
It's
because
fantastic.
It's so Gen Z coded.
Yeah, the
Um,
memes on there are
Yeah, there's spot on,
Yeah.
10 out of 10. What was I going to say? What were we talking about?
station.
Oh, no, the Sentinel. They put on a really clickbaity title for us when we cleaned up outside our shop.
Did it say something about crack?
They called us a crack team.
Yeah.
So everyone was like, they don't look like they do crack. Or why do they do
No,
crack? And
we
it
couldn't
was
see, we couldn't even
squared.
work it out. Well,
And I found out.
I'm actually impressed by how good they are at spinning stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that is a real skill.
Yeah, it's
You
not.
must go home at night and be so depressed with your life to be able to do that well.
But it's the same thing happened with the Telegraph. The Telegraph came up to do a report when we cleaned the Tunstall Pond, and they said they made it all about the Labour government. And we
well,
were
if,
just like,
no, but if you remember,
we were
though,
trying to be
they kept asking
messages
us,
of hope.
They kept asking us questions, didn't they? It's like, and we
Yeah,
sort
what's
of, we
what do you
were,
think of the Labour Council?
yeah,
And
we were
like,
just
"No,
like,
we're
no, we're not
getting
answering them
involved."
sort of thing. And
No.
then when they did it anyway, didn't we? But
Yeah.
isn't that the same with any like these papers?
The problem is they
Yeah.
need to make money,
Twisted.
and because information has become free, the sort of the bad side for them from their perspective is that they're not going to make money from free information.
The problem with capitalism is, and this is something that I was always warned about, if the product is free, you are the product.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
And that is terrifying.
Yeah.
Your data and your responses and your stuff is how they make money. And I'm so desperate to counteract that because their funding model is based on interaction and clicks and ads and stuff like that. So if they don't get the interaction and the click-throughs and the statistics,
go down.
they don't make any money.
Yep.
And they know that negativity and winding people up is what does it.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of the stories get overridden, like litter picking stories and stuff like that, and why they have to wind stuff up.
Does that make you feel proud though, as a social as like a content creator, the fact that we've never got our attention, for example, from causing negativity or calling someone out or pointing a finger at someone? We've done it purely out of being positive,
Yeah.
being the change we want to see, rolling the old sleeves
Yeah,
up,
getting the sleeves
sorting
up.
stuff out. And do you know what? We've got some attention from that, and that's something I'm damn proud of, because
But
I
do you
always
know why?
think if we made it a little bit more controversial, maybe if we slagged the council off a little bit more, we'd probably get more views, we'd probably get a little bit more attention. But
And I have got to be honest with you, I have watched so many people fall down that trap.
Yeah.
So I started this, and I have done some negative videos because some
You've
stuff
gotta be
is
honest.
negative. You've got to be real. Yeah. But what I've done is I've watched other people start things or start a channel, and then they slip into the money-making problem where they then start chasing stuff that's negative, or they're saying things that are negative, or they're filming things that are negative so that they get that clout. And then you've lost your trust. Then you've lost your authenticity. And I think people in Stoke especially don't want more negativity. That's all they've been fed for the last 10, 15 years.
They need something refreshing.
Yeah, from politics to, cost of living, state of the area, state of the local media. It's all been pretty negative over the last 10, 15 years. And it's been trickle-fed to them. So people now believe it. If you tell someone something enough, they will believe it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
So it's the job of people like us to spend the next 10, 15 years trickling it back the other way and pushing against the tide. Yeah. And luckily, there are quite a lot of people that have started doing it. And I've seen some of them dip down into the negativity and come back up and realise, actually, I don't want to do that. Yeah. So it's giving me a bit of hope for content creators in the area that are showing the positive sides.
I think with us, it's when we get that odd negative comment and the ego kicks in and you want to defend yourself. But then we're like, hold on, we remember when we first started this, we've got to remember our ethos, we've got to remember that.
When we see these different things, like say, going this over, I just remember what mission we're on, and I just say, forget about all that, we're doing what we're doing, forget about what someone might comment or whatever, if we go start giving energy to that, then it's like...
I think when you get personally attacked, like I did on a comment not long ago, and I knew the person that did it, and I thought, I'll fucking destroy you, motherfucker. I know I've got so much shit on you, but then I thought,
again,
I can't do that.
It's dragging us away from what our mission is.
Well, sometimes I do bite back because, I am that sort of person, and I am of the opinion that not enough people get punched in the face anymore. Do you know what I mean?
The Mike Tyson quote. Yeah.
Too many people.
Yeah, don't get punched in the face anymore, which is true, isn't it? Really?
True. Yeah, if you said something like that down the pub, you get your head kicked in 10 years ago.
Or even before social media, you want to have these people, who say things and then just wouldn't say anything.
Yeah. But I have got to say, once you get to a certain point, which is where I am now, I don't bite back at people because I don't have to. I seem to have accidentally built a little army of people.
Oh, they do it for you? That's about it.
Yeah. So on social media now, I'll get people that will comment something really negative. And then instantly, there's 10 people under who's going, don't be depressing.
Because there's no need, what you're doing is positive, and there's just no need for it. But I suppose you're always going to get it, aren't you? But you're always going to
get it because they shout the loudest, don't they?
Yeah, and we've got the same, aren't we? People chase something negative, and straight away someone will be on it because
And noise always comes from downstairs.
Yes.
I don't know who said that. Yeah. It's so damn true.
Somebody's
that's got a problem with me, I've never been jealous of.
Yeah.
But then I suppose you've got to see that as a challenge, because if then people are making really negative comments, we've got to ask ourselves why. Do they genuinely believe what they're saying? Are they parroting what the media's put in? What can you do to check? Because it's easy to get the positive people
That's a real good question. If I think of someone now who said something negative, I think some of them, some
are just knobs.
Yeah. But that is probably the big question, isn't it? Why?
And I think that's what you need to get down to the nitty gritty of it. And we need to start, I think, and I haven't done it enough, interacting with the people of the city a bit more. Whether it's going out on the street and talking to people, putting out surveys, things like that.
Enough. You get about, don't you?
Yeah, but I only talk to people that are into what I'm into.
Yeah.
Whereas, we need to be talking to people of different political persuasions. It's I don't think this county could be more split politically at the moment. With what's happened in Newcastle with Reform getting in, and with the Labour in Stoke and the Conservatives in the Moorlands and stuff like that, we are totally split. And with this devolution of government coming, it all comes back to that underbelly problem that I said before of a lack of information.
Do you know what? I don't think that's a Stoke problem. I think that's a countrywide problem, though.
It is, but we can't fix the country. Yeah. But we can start fixing it at home. And I don't think it's about changing people's political persuasions. I don't think it's about telling people who they should vote for or what they should think. I think it's about giving them information, because unfortunately, Stoke is one of the most deprived areas, and it's also one of the lowest education areas.
Well,
I barely finished school.
The two usually come hand in hand.
Correct, but then it's also a place where Stoke has always been a place where people politically can prey on the area and then end up in Parliament as an MP. It's always been seen as a stepping stone, because it's an easy win, if you like,
so
a little bit extreme.
Do you think more information, more education will result in more pride?
Yeah. If you know where you came from, if you know the history of where you are, and if you walk down the street and it's nice and tidy, and if you know that there's plenty of events going on, you know that there's investment coming in, you know that even though the council might not be your political persuasion, that they are doing good things, because they are, it just doesn't get reported in the media, then all of these things would start changing your perception. You might still not be a Labour voter in Stoke, and that's fine. You might not be a Labour voter in the whole of the country, but ignoring the good things that they've done is stupid. It's just like pretending they've done loads of good and not done any
Well,
bad.
that comes down to when they argue with each other in debates and they go straight towards the polarisation.
Now, this is the problem. So you've got loads of people, like the devolution of government in the area, you know, where they're splitting the councils and all that rubbish. The only people that are telling you stuff about that are political. So one party wants this, one party wants that, and the local media wants money. What we don't have is anybody actually explaining what's going on. So what is it? What does it mean? Most people in Staffordshire don't know the difference between a parish council, a district council, a county council. Don't know what they're voting
I
for.
probably don't.
Exactly.
Do you?
No.
Exactly. So they're voting for national policies in a parish council when all they do is like fill flower pots and stuff, and you know what I mean?
okay.
They don't know what they're voting for.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the solution to that is information.
Education and information.
Yeah. And it's we live in an area of low income, so you can't put that information behind a paywall. We also live in an area of digital poverty, so you can't just put it online. So you've got to figure out how to solve all
Digital
these
poverty.
problems. Yeah.
What? Not a lot. Not people haven't got access to digital
Internet,
information.
phones, tablets, laptops, stuff like that. There's loads and loads of different CICs and companies across the whole of the county
Well,
dealing with digital poverty.
Who did we speak to?
About what?
Samantha.
Samantha.
That's to do with digital
from
poverty,
Wavemaker.
isn't it?
Oh, Wavemaker, yeah,
Wavemaker, yeah.
I know them guys.
Yeah.
Stone.
That's to do with digital education stuff, isn't it?
Digital poverty, yeah,
Showing
they
people how to
supply
access
laptops.
banking
and
and
things.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you think like digital poverty isn't just about money, it can be an older person who
Hasn't got the
ain't got
knowledge.
online banking.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things he said. And to be honest, thinking about it now, I do understand, like, because my dad is not very good on his phone, but he's quite clued up, but not good on his phone. But, like, you don't realise that, these older people might not be able to use banking. To us, it's just second nature, isn't it? It's
And
what
then it's
we've always
also
done.
kids. You know, if you think about your kids now, everything that they do is online. Everything that they do culturally, their interests, their hobbies are all online. Their knowledge has all come from the internet. They have to do the homework on there. Now, if they spend in the day at school and they're on tech, that's fine. They come home and there's no tech. What are they going to talk to the mates about tomorrow? Did you watch this video? Did you? And they can't because they haven't got it. How did they do their homework?
Yeah.
A lot of them are doing the homework on like the mum's phones, and that's no way for someone to try and navigate through life.
Yeah, because then you open it up to like bullying as well and like separation. And
It's not just education; it's the cultural side of it as well, and it's also news and information. You know, a lot of like homeless resources are online.
Yeah, what's crazy is you can't. Also,
and where they charging the phones and getting internet from?
Yeah.
Like, do
I
you know
mean,
what
this is a separate subject, right? So my girlfriend's French. She lives in France, and we're considering either her getting a visa to come here or me going there. Now in France, it's similar here, where you can't own property without having a French bank account, but you can't have a French bank account without owning property. So like they've set up this loophole that's impossible. But it's the same in this country. If you're homeless, you're fucked.
Yep.
Because you need a bank account and able to get a job.
Yep.
But you can't get a job without an address, and you can't have a bank without an
Yeah.
address. So you're like,
It's
right,
that
so
vicious cycle, and that's what I don't think a lot of people realise
I don't
when we
understand-
talk about poverty.
But I
how
literally
hard
don't
it
know an
is to get
answer
out.
how to get out of that. Like, and we
No,
haven't
well,
got it. But
exactly.
surely it could be simple.
But I think again, there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of charities, a lot of CICs, a lot of support for people like this. They just can't access it, and it's that same problem again of a lack of information. Like if you find a homeless person on the street that needs checking on, you can report it. But if they are long term, how can you get them support? And you go, oh well, visit this website or ring this phone number. They're like, I haven't got a fucking phone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas, like, if you gave them a leaflet and they could go and ring an 0800 number from a phone box, or they could go to the place that they need to go to,
Yeah.
that's
So
a
that's
way
what
of
it needs
digital
to be
poverty.
more. That's what it needs to be more of.
Yeah.
Resources,
Yeah,
basically.
thinking
for
not
people.
just everything, because that is now, isn't it? Everything's just online, isn't it? Everything is, and like say, I never even thought about that until you've just said, not everyone can access online, but it seems to us it's just always been there. So it's just to us,
Take it for granted.
absolutely, yeah.
And it's also accessibility for other people. I mean, I think you've got to do a bit of everything to make everything accessible. So, like people who've got sight loss, use things like screen readers. Is your website accessible to screen readers? If someone's deaf, are you putting subtitles on your videos? You know, these are all accessibility issues that we don't think about. And also, how is life for people like that people are deaf or blind or disabled in some way? How can we get them integrated into the society? Because all of these people are people who vote. They're also people who work and live in the area and spend money in the economy and stuff like that. And that goes for young people as well. You know, why aren't we teaching politics at school? Kids are at school till they're 18.
You know what? I don't know anything about politics. If I want to know anything about politics, I'll ask him. I
got called a nerd because I remember our first political lesson was in college. It was in Newcastle College. And it was literally a tutor explaining what the left wing is and what the right wing is. And I was the only one in the class that was explaining the difference.
But this is what is so concerning to me, especially in this area, is that people are on the internet and they're all calling each other left wing and right wing, and they don't know what it means. They're calling each other fascists and all this stuff.
No,
and I'm like,
honestly.
Yeah, but like, if you knew the history of fascism in Stoke-on-Trent, you might have a different opinion.
What's fascism like? Well, Hitler and all that.
Yeah, the head office of one of the main offices of the British Union of Fascists was in Longton.
I'm
Yeah,
reading.
I
I'm
wrote an
reading
article
a World
about
War
it.
II book at the minute.
Yeah, I wrote an article on it. Oswald Mosley, Peaky Blinders.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, he came to Longton. His wife was the first female MP of Stoke-on-Trent.
Wow.
She wasn't from Stoke-on-Trent, but she won because they wound everybody up. But it was about Jews, and it was only when World War II started that everyone went, maybe we should be doing this. But it was the lack of knowledge that made people do it. And I think we have got young people in school who now are at school till they're 18, which is, feel dead sorry for them being at school till you're 18.
I disagree with that, to be honest.
And then they popped out at 18 as a fully formed adult that can vote and got no idea what's going on in the world.
But also, like, I always think everyone. I know this is like such a typical argument, but even like filling tax returns and like buying a house and going for interviews and how to present yourself and things like that.
Tax returns are the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm at the point in my life now where I've got an accountant, because Jesus Christ.
I mean, I'm okay this year because I haven't earned enough and my expenditure was like massive. But it took like lots of
even
friends
if you don't,
to teach
even
me
if you
about
only
that.
earn 20 quid, you
And
still
I
got
actually,
to do it.
I actually studied business studies in school, and that wasn't even part of the criteria.
How?
Like, I know, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'd say about 70% of school probably went in. And what's interesting about age as well is I got way more fascinated in all the subjects that I learnt in school when I finished school.
Same.
So
Because school's boring.
yeah, exactly. They've changed so much in like industries and how we work.
Although I
and
have to
operate.
say,
But the school system has remained pretty much the same since bloody Victorian times.
Yeah,
like
literally.
sitting on a
It's just
table on your own, looking
Yeah.
at
making little
class.
I
conformed
think
little people in it.
if I could go back to school now, I think to myself, I would have listened more.
Yeah, same.
But then again, I think to myself, hold on a minute, it was boring and I had fun.
But you had puberty going on. You had
See,
like,
if I went to
girls
school
worry
again, I'd
about
drop
and-
out.
Yeah.
I'd drop out.
Like, I'm interested now in stuff like, my lad will be telling me stuff and like what he's learned, and thinking, oh, where was I? I was probably bobbing or something.
I was also really.
Smoking on the roof.
I was also in school. I was quite academic, but I was more like submissive to authoritarianism, I guess. And I think if I could go back now, I'd be like, "Fuck you." what the
That
hell?"
was me.
Yeah,
I was the opposite.
See, I got that after school. So when I started working warehouse jobs and people would talk to me like shit, to be like, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" And I'm like, "Whoa, where did this come from? I wasn't like this in school." Like I used to get literally detention in school from doing stuff that. Oh God, there's this one story, right? Connect 4.
Let's not get
No,
true.
it haunts me. It haunts me to this day, right? I was in the dinner centre, and there's this girl I really fancied.
What school did you go?
I went to Smalltham Primary and then Hayward High School.
Yeah.
And we played Connect 4 during Breakfast Club. And the girl that I fancied, really, I wasn't even fancy. I was in love with it. Like I'd built a life around us two. Like, you know what I mean? Shout out Hannah, by the way.
Hearts in your notebook.
Yeah. Oh my God, my mum caught me notebook one time. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway, she was playing Connect 4 with her mate, and the teacher, Mr. Frierson, said, "Who left the Connect 4 out?" And like I knew it was Hannah, but I'm not going to grass her up, am I? You know what I mean? Anyway, she said it was me. She said I saw Reese playing with it, and Miss Reese was like, "Reese," and because I stuck up, I wanted to stick up for her, but I was also like, "How unbelievable is it that you became yes?" So I just said, Yeah, it was me, and he's got me in detention, and he had proper got me and proper humiliated me in front of everyone to pick this Connect 4 up. Yeah,
That's where love
but if I could go back now, I'd be like, "Fuck you! Who the fuck do you think you are? Talk to me."
where love gets you.
Yeah, that's it. Isn't it?
But I think with schools, we've got, when we were talking about like pride in the area and stuff like that, we've got this entire subsection of our city, which are these young moldable kids
Yeah.
who are easy to influence. They're easy to teach. They're, like walking little sponges, aren't they, kids?
Oh my god, it's scary actually.
Yeah, how much they absorb. And unfortunately, they're being taught by the internet.
Yeah,
And we need to get
if
them
there was more
local.
positive,
More
more
safeguarding
positive
them as well.
stuff on the internet.
Yeah,
for a start.
But don't you
And
think
it's
a lot
dead.
of it sounds like lazy parenting though as well?
Don't
Like,
start me on that.
Yeah.
But do you know what's dead weird?
Yeah.
And this is the weirdest thing about what I do. So, I don't have kids. I don't understand them. Don't get them. I'm the youngest person in my family. Like, I didn't grow up with kids. I don't hate kids. I just don't understand them. And the parents.
I hate people who hate kids. Anyway, I hate it when people say that. 'Cause
I
I'm like,
don't.
it's
The thing
basically-
is, I don't hate children, but I've got autism, so they're too loud. That's my biggest one.
yeah, they're just overstimulating.
I couldn't have a child because they're too loud. But my biggest problem with children is the parents.
Yeah.
When you're going in a restaurant and one of them's like running around screaming and the parents just sitting there ignoring him. I hate parents. I don't hate children. I actually really enjoy interacting with kids and teaching them stuff. And what's really weird about the Red-Haired Stokie is how many kids follow me.
Yeah.
And like I was walking, where was I the other day? In Longton. We're at the pig parade. This little kid comes running up to me. He must have been about 7 or 8, and he went, "Are you the Red-Haired Stokie?" And I went, "Yeah." And he fist bumped me.
Nice man.
Have you done any
that's
like
it.
teaching and stuff in yet or in
Or
schools?
would you
and-
consider it?
Will you do it? No.
See, I would.
No, so
We're doing assemblies, aren't we? soon?
Yeah.
well, let me tell you what my stupidest project is to date, because this is the next phase. So I don't know if you saw that I'm partnering with Stoke-on-Trent Sixth Form College and launching the Staffordshire Signal TV.
Okay.
No.
So most of the people that watch my Red-Haired Stokie stuff watch it on YouTube and watch it on the tally. And we've got a massive gap in terms of media coverage. So most of the TV coverage on the news is down South Staffordshire, like the Midlands. And if you go on like Netflix or Amazon Prime or something, there's nothing on there about Staffordshire. There's no documentaries. There's nothing. Even history related. If you sign up for something like History Hit, which is like Netflix for nerds, for history nerds, there's not really anything on there about Staffordshire. So I thought I'll start this YouTube channel as a TV channel, but the students are going to make the content, and it's going to be mini documentaries, event coverage and stuff. But YouTube has YouTube Kids, doesn't it?
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a competition for primary schools, and high schools probably, to create a mascot. A bit like Calvin the Kiln.
No.
Yeah. I think Calvin Kill.
What do you mean no?
Oh, our Stoke mascot.
The little kiln.
Yeah, I've
with
had
little
many
arms.
photos with him actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I didn't know his name was Calvin though.
I don't know how he throws a pot with them tiny little
Yeah.
arms, but he's gone down a treat. And then what I'm going to do is when we're making the films and when I'm doing my history videos, I'm going to make a children's version, which is like a minute or two of like with this mascot explaining what it is that's
Nice.
going
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
Because I think going and figuring out how to interact with kids is not something I can do. One, I swear too much.
Yeah.
I have no filter, and I don't really
Yeah,
understand.
you can swear a little bit, can't you? We do. we've got a group of followers that come to our cleanups actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 young lads. The dead
Yeah,
guys.
but it's all right in that thing.
I
I can't
I-
go into like a primary school and be like,
See, so I'm the opposite in that respect because I can see myself teaching eventually.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I haven't done it yet is just because I don't think I'm that wise yet. Like
Yeah,
but when I
yeah,
get to
yeah.
a time, I'd love to be able to I've got a nephew, and when you were talking about children absorbing information, I had to stop myself the other day because me and my sister were talking about something deep. Somebody that we know was going through a bit of alcoholism and shit like that. And the thing is, Jackson, my nephew, never listens. So I just assume, right, I can just have an adult conversation.
You
so
think
I
they're
can
not
listen
listening?
and
Yeah,
peeking
yeah.
in.
The old
I've never. He must have subconsciously or not known that what we were talking about was juicy. so he just sat there and he was just
like,
observing and staring, and I
Yeah.
thought he's taking all this
yeah, hold on
in.
a
To
minute.
him, alcoholism is obviously like an abstract thought, but it's going in there.
Yeah.
And then I realised, without you knowing, every day we are shaping young minds with what we say, with what we're telling
We are.
ourselves, with what we're telling them.
And what people don't realise is what the kids are watching. Like, YouTube Kids is a really good example. There's been some right weird stuff got through them filters on there.
Jackson, he watches, like, it's proper brain rot to me because it's just like, I don't know what.
But how do we infiltrate that brain rot? And this is, like...
Well, you stop them from watching it and you don't be a lazy parent. That's my opinion.
But you can't stop them from watching it because it's like stopping you. It's like taking your telly off you as a grown-up and your phone off you. That is the way of the world now. Yeah. That is how they're going to absorb information.
Go outside.
No, they can go outside, but what I mean is they are going to absorb information that way and you cannot change it. Yeah. So what can we do to get our information to them kids? How do we start teaching them a political education from a young age? Yeah. How do we start teaching them about the history of the area?
Without being too propagandized as well, because I also don't like I don't like it when adults take the kids to like protests, and I'm like, the kids don't really know what's going on. Yeah. Whether it's left or right, I'm a bit like uncomfortable about it.
Unless you're taking them for an educational purpose. Yeah. To show them what's going on.
It's not black and white, is it? I mean, that's like a grey area, but
or making them watch it on the news and stuff like that. But I think a lot of it is you've got to be honest. You've got to explain to kids what's going on, and it's like talking about history. Kids love doing history at school. They love like learning about Henry VIII and chopping off people's heads and stuff like that. They love the gore of it. They do though, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, look at history at school.
Yeah, but look at the horrible history books.
Yeah,
and the horrible history programs. They went absolutely viral back before stuff went viral because kids loved it. So it's not history that's the problem. It's not information that's the problem.
Format.
Yeah. So if we can figure out a way of getting that in front of kids, schools now are just for churning out workers. Yeah. It is. It's preparing them for the world in the most basic way. You go to work, you got to wear a uniform, you got to be there at a certain time.
All through the authoritarianism as well, like bowing down, yes sir, no sir, uniform on.
But that is what makes us a society.
Do you know what? I actually don't believe in detention and the punishment because
I don't believe in homework.
Same. I watched this video of this woman the other day, and she said she calculated the amount of time that she has with her child, and she like sort of said without detention, without things like this, she gets like 1 hour a day quality time. Yeah, that's not enough, man. No, that's nowhere near enough.
Although it's more time than I spent with my family, because if I'm honest with you, I was either at school or out.
Yeah. And I
went in, shoved some fish fingers in your mouth, straight back out.
There was a lot of personal stuff going on with me when I was little, in the house, and the school didn't know that, but I was getting punished if I didn't do my homework or something. I always thought that was completely unjustified because they haven't got a clue what's going on, why I haven't done it. You know what I mean? A lot of it wasn't my fault, but I was still getting punished for it.
I also think with school as well,
it just teaches the wrong lesson, I think.
It's also trying to teach people when everyone's different. Yeah. Like if you put me and you in a classroom and tried to teach us both the same thing in the same way, there's no way we would both benefit from that. You can't do it. But I understand why the schools can't do it, because there's too many people.
Yeah, of course.
And there's not enough money and funding and stuff like that. So it comes back to like with the council, where everyone's blaming the councils. Yeah, you can blame the council, but you can also help them yourself by doing things. Yeah. And it's the same with kids. If your kid's struggling at school, or if they're a little bit different, or they've got autism or something like that, and they've got to have a different way of learning, you can help them. Yeah. You can teach them things at home. You can take them out at the weekend, and my mum did that with me. She taught me how to read before I went to school. We used to go on like educational trips and castles and things. That's why I've got such a love of history. Yeah. And we didn't have a lot of money.
That's how it should be done, but
we didn't have money. Yeah. We went to things that were free. Yeah. I went to the library every week and got out as many books as I could, and then doubled up by using the library van that came around Abbey Alton as well.
I brought my favourite book of all time, and it's The Tiger Who Came for Tea. With the cartoons, and I brought it to my nephew, and I thought, this is going to be great. Can't wait to read him this in bed. Like, not interested at all. I'm like, no, man, that's so. When I have kids, man, they're going to be readers. Like, trust me. Right, we're going to play the next segment. Yeah. Now, this is fun, but it highlights sort of bad side.
We fully went off on a tangent then, didn't we?
I think it was great though. Honestly, this has been my favourite podcast so far. So this is called "Are We in Stoke or Is This a Joke?" Hit the theme tune for us.
Is this a joke, or are we in Stoke? Is this a joke, or are we in Stoke?
What we're going to do, we're going to show you some pictures of some shitholes.
Right, okay.
And what you've got to do is, you've got to tell us if you think it's local, or if you think it's outside of our beautiful county. Okay, so yeah, this first one. We'll just describe it in case people are listening. But it's in front of a residential, some houses. And there's all sorts. It looks like a good, decent flight at that.
Yeah, that's a.
So I would say not in Stoke.
You are correct. This is in Birmingham.
Only
Birmingham,
because I
UK.
don't recognise the type of front door on that council house.
So this looks like it's at a park. Another
Yeah.
horrible slide to.
Not in Stoke because there's a skyscraper in the background.
What do you reckon, Kurt? He doesn't know these answers.
Unless it's Stafford.
Yeah, I'm going to go not in Stoke.
I think this is in Cannock.
Oh, it was close then.
Yeah, you're close. Next one. What we've got there? Bike, tyre. We've got some...
A back wheel, metal wheel.
I could say, yeah, I'd say Stoke.
Cobbly alley with some moss.
I'd say Stoke because of the alleyway, yeah.
I
Well,
do know
correct.
this
This was in
one.
Tunstall. This is just
Yeah.
down the road. This is actually at one of our cleanups. We need to go back and check that actually. Yeah, this next one. It's
That's Stoke.
by a railway underneath the bridge.
That's a Truro, isn't it?
That is correct.
Correct, Mundo.
She's getting through these.
I didn't
as well,
recognise
quicker.
it first, but then when I looked at it for a couple of seconds, I clicked in where
To
it
be
was.
fair, I've lived here for 39 years.
Yeah,
So.
you're going to recognise these places. We did originally, when we first started doing these, we wanted to zoom it in, and then if you wanted a VAR review, we'll zoom it out. But
Yeah.
too technical, man.
Yeah.
No need for that.
Just zoom in with the mouse.
Yeah.
wheel.
Oh, this one. Okay, so we'll buy some railings. and
Some
it's
green,
just some
green, flaky railings.
Or there's some kind. Is that a tree? at the
I
bottom?
thought it was a tree or a statue.
Or is it
Sometimes
stone?
you
Yeah,
can
that's
tell.
what
You
I
can tell
thought.
from the type of litter.
Is
that
it a
is.
tree or a statue?
Or have a look at the brands.
I'd say it's a tree.
Yeah, it does look like a tree.
This you'd have to go have a wild guess for this. I don't think you can really tell if it's in Stoke or not.
I'd say I'm going to say Stoke.
It is in Stoke. This was Christchurch. This was a clean.
Oh, is it?
Ah, okay.
Oh, I didn't
yeah.
recognise
Well,
that.
we were told not to clean
Yeah,
that
of
out
course,
because there was some
that's-
asbestos.
Yeah,
apparently.
that's, you know where it is, yeah, of course it is.
And that was it. That was, is this Stoke or is this a joke? Thanks for playing.
100% there, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100% to that one.
First one.
Nice one for
Is
coming in.
this like Top Gear where we have the little leaderboard and I'm at the top
Yeah, oh
of that
yeah,
one
we
now?
should
We
do
should
that.
do that, shouldn't we?
Yeah,
we
should
need
do.
some ideas, yeah,
Yeah.
keep it interesting.
Yeah.
But this has been really fascinating. It's been really nice to meet you.
We didn't talk about much history, but at least we waffled on. For
We
a
did
while.
waffle a bit, but
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
interesting, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
yeah, nice one. And what have you got coming up like? What can you talk to us about?
Obviously the TV, Signal TV.
Yeah.
The YouTube is live, so if people want to go and subscribe, really anything on
What's
there.
it? What's YouTube?
Yeah, what's your
It's
handle?
the Staffordshire Signal TV.
Staffordshire Signal
Yeah.
TV.
And then I've got the Red Haired Stokie as well. If people want to go, just Google both of them, and all the socials will come up.
Your search engines are pretty good now, aren't they? It's pretty unique.
Yeah, it was one of the reasons that I wanted both of the names.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is
don't think there's any other red-haired Stokies, is
No,
there?
there isn't. No,
Well, there's a few Red Haired Stokies, but they haven't got the name.
not the name.
Yeah, I
patented.
suppose, yeah.
Yeah, nice one very much. We've been TS Domestics. We've been talking rubbish with Gemma. We didn't record
Jenna.
it. Was it Jenna? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, someone said earlier, we didn't even know your name. We just
No.
know you was
Just
red-haired
named
Stokie.
Red Haired Stokie.
Most people get my name wrong because it's Jenna.
Right,
So-
okay.
And most people are called Gemma.
Well, I
but also
apologise.
nobody calls me by my name. So
Well, what do people call you? Do they actually call you Red Haired Stokie?
yeah, most people
If
don't
you
know
walk
my
into a
name.
pub somewhere, there's a Red Haired Stokie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
That's
mind
exact-
that though?
No,
No.
doesn't bother me.
Cool. I don't like my own name sometimes. When people say Reese too much, I'm overstimulated. I'm like, fucking hell.
No,
call
that's
me
just when
something
people
else.
talk generally.
Yeah, yeah, literally. So yeah, thank you very much. Any
Thank
more
you.
words?
Thank you for coming in. It was pretty short notice as well, really, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
I just,
pretty flexible.
because I saw you say something about a podcast, and
Yeah.
we'd been talking about having you on. I just thought, oh, perfect opportunity. Let's ask
Yeah.
you if you'll come on. So yeah, thank you for coming in. Just
Yeah, thanks for having me.
yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Real. Thank you. See you
Bye-bye.
later.